Hi, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Midnight Moon Tarot and I'm Diana. This reading is for the astrological sign of Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or anywhere in your birth chart that Scorpio might appear. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take just a second and invite you to subscribe and click that little bell so that you're sure to be notified whenever I upload new content. Also, in the description box below, you'll find links to my social media, my Patreon, my PayPal, and links to some really cool things on Amazon I think you guys will like. Okay, so this reading is for the month of March 2020. Keeping in mind, however, that all tarot readings are timeless. So whether you come across this reading right after I upload, week, a month, or even a year or so later, if you feel drawn to watch it, most likely you will find a message for you within the reading. And if you feel like it doesn't completely resonate with you, this is why at the beginning of my intro, I always say Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, because if you know your other planetary placements, then you can listen to your other signs as well and get additional messages. So let's go ahead and jump right in and calibrate these cards to the astrological sign of Scorpio and ask our angels, guides, and ancestors for any love messages for Scorpio for the month of March 2020. Spirit, what love messages do you have for Scorpio for the month of March 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Scorpio for the month of March 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Scorpio for the month of March 2020? Okay, like 2 more times. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and divide these into 3 stacks. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, the card on the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. Okay, so this King is the overall energy for this reading, and as we move through this spread, I will show you how this card is going to relate to the other cards. Okay, now the King of Cups talks about someone that is loving and kind and emotional, but they're strong, and this is someone who feels your sensitivity and can relate to that. This, talking about on a romantic level. He represents a lot of other things too, but this is a love reading, so we'll just go with the softer things. Now, for those of you who are new here, I do 4 columns. The first row is for you. It represents what has recently come to pass, what you're going through, things that might have recently occurred, whoever you're dealing with, and things that are coming towards you. All right, so in the second column, that's the same thing, only it's for your twin flame, your soulmate, your divine counterpart. Hold on. Whoever is the first person that you think of in the morning when you wake up, and the last person you're thinking of in the evening when you go to sleep. The third is your obstacles and challenges, and in the fourth column, this is your outcome. All right, so we have the 7 of Cups as well as the Queen of Cups. So apparently this is someone that you are already in a relationship with, because you have the King of Cups here. This is someone that you're already paired up with. There's a lot of things going on at this particular moment. There's been a lot of idealization, I would say, about how things should be, but nobody is on a particular timeline. Your idea of growth can be something completely different from that of your partner, and you have to be careful at this junction, because you can either grow together or you can grow apart. So your partner has the 10 of Pentacles, and you feel like they are holding the key to your whole future, that this is someone that you had planned on spending your entire life with. You don't want to have any undue arguments or anything like that. You want this balance. You want a truce between the two of you. You want there to be peace. You want things to be fair and on a more even playing field. You feel maybe like your partner has the upper hand on you at the moment, and you need it to be more balanced. Now, in your obstacles and challenges, we have the Queen of Wands as well as the Moon. All right, so the Moon talks about things that are hidden, things that are going to be brought to the light. And remember now, these are just fears and challenges. You could either be afraid that your partner is going to find out things about you that's going to catapult a separation between the two of you. This is when you need to grab your big girl panties, whether you're a guy or a girl, and deal with the situation, and just realize that these are just fears. You can actually manifest things, and by worrying about them when you don't necessarily need to. These are just fears. There's not necessarily anything to do with reality. You can be overly romantic at this time. You can be idolizing, not idle, but idealizing this situation that you are in with your partner, and you are going to have to call on your inner strength to get through this particular period. So you're feeling kind of lost and betrayed. You feel as if you have 1,000 swords in your back. 10 talks about completion. You are at the end of this cycle. It's time for you to maybe do something a little bit different, to have learned from these mistakes that you have made and your partner has made in your relationship, and to be able to move forward with this information. You still have to be cautious. You can't just jump right in and pick up where you left off. You have to realize the series of unfortunate events that led to the situation that you're in. Okay? And that way, when the two of you are able to work things out, reconcile if you're in separation, or continue to grow and forward, then you have to take responsibility for the things that you've done in the past and ensure that they don't happen again. And your partner has to do the same thing. There's no one person that is to blame, so to speak. All right. So the next card is the Tower and the 10 of Cups. This is in your column. And your partner is getting the Ace of Wands as well as the Ace of Pentacles. You know, this happened in a reading, I think Virgo, earlier, day before yesterday. All right, so your obstacles and challenges, we have the Queen of Swords as well as the Chariot. And in your outcome, we have the 8 of Wands and the Sun. So that's a little bit of good news right there, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, the Tower looks terrible, and like I said, everything has collapsed. Everything has fallen apart. Life as you know it is not the same. This person represented everything to you. If you're a man, she was your queen. If you were a female, she was your king, unless you date someone of the same sex. You know, gender doesn't matter. It's the energy of the cards. You know, the energy that the queen represents doesn't necessarily mean that it's a male or a female. Same thing with the king. So you had thought that this was your forever person. You thought this was like where you were going to be forever, and everything just fell to nothing. It just completely collapsed. But the thing about the Tower is it gives you the opportunity after this complete disaster to refocus and think about yourself, much like that 9 of Wands that we had earlier, that you can rebuild on a more stable foundation and rebuild it the way that it should have been in the first place, where both partners take responsibility for the things that are going on. So your partner has the Ace of Pentacles as well as the Ace of Swords. Now, they saw you as someone that offered security, protection, stability. This is what they expected out of you. There's a lot of love and passion between the two of you, and this person by no means has written you off or forgotten about you. It may simply be that at this particular point in time they need a little respite. They need a break. They need time on their own to think things through. Okay, and you're going to have to allow them that in order to go through this little doorway right here. Okay, you have to allow them time to figure things out. Now, because you are someone who is a little bit impatient and you are here with your chariot and these little guys are sitting still and you're like, go, go, go. You want things to move along a lot faster than they are. You want this to be over with as of yesterday. You don't want to have this separation go any further. You feel like the longer the separation goes on, the more of a chance there is that your queen will cut you out of their life forever, and that's not necessarily how it is. The queen is just expecting you to take things more seriously and to be a more mindful partner. Okay, when you get to the outcome, we have the Sun and we have the Eight of Wands. I see that the situation can move forward really quickly. Depending on, you relax, you give your person time, you let things move slowly, even though this Eight of Wands indicates this is a lot of fast movement. You can accelerate the process, even though it's going slow and it seems to you as if it's not moving. You can't see someone's thoughts. You can't see what they're feeling. You can feel what they're feeling. But in order for things to move along quickly, you have to step back so that you can have this forward growth and this new life again after your tower has collapsed. In order to rebuild things, okay, you have to give it space. You can't keep going and messing, digging up your seed in your garden all the time to see at what stage it's in because you're impatient for it to come up through the ground. You have to just leave it alone, and it has its own little process, and the growth happens on its own. Okay, it's just a natural process, just like anything else in nature. All right, now in your third column we have the Nine of Cups and the Five of Wands. Your partner has Temperance and the Eight of Cups. Your fears and challenges are the Star as well as the Six of Pentacles. And your outcome is the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords. Now I'm going to draw two more just for clarifiers. It's the High Priestess as well as the Ace of Cups. So it's looking like this could be a happy ending after all. So with the Nine of Cups, don't think, okay, look, I've made these changes, I'm going through these things, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm doing everything right, let's get together and make things work. Because when you do that, it's only going to aggravate your person and it's going to cause a little bickering that's going back and forth. It's going to delay that process, okay? Like I was saying earlier, you can't, everybody has their growth and their change in their own time. And just because you may have had an epiphany and thought, I'm losing everything, I could lose everything in my life if I don't get this right, and just totally your eyes are opened in that second. But that doesn't mean that your partner is, because there may have been some issues with you in the past that has made them feel like, I gave them chances before and they just came right back. So leave them alone. Avoid the argument at all costs. Let your person heal on their own. So your partner is feeling the Eight of Cups as well as Temperance. So this is telling me that, your partner has seriously walked away from this situation at a time. So this shows me that you guys are in separation. In order to have that reconciliation and that coming back together and have that even balance, it's going to have to be a give and take on both of your parts. It's not going to just be all you doing the work. Your partner is going to have to relax and give you the benefit of the doubt in order for things to work. Okay, so that's hopeful. Okay. Now, fears and challenges. Okay. You feel like you're not getting what you need from your partner. And you think that, the little crumbs that they're giving you, the acknowledgments, just because you may have things that you have to deal with as far as household or family or whatever, the communication that you're getting from them, you feel like you're being ignored. When this is just like before, repetitively, I've said, you have to back off and give this person space in order to do that. You have to put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable and expose yourself, just like this person is naked. I'm not talking about flashing anybody. I'm talking about um, the meaning of this naked person here, where she is making herself vulnerable. She's dumping out these old vessels. She's washing them out, washing them clean. You have this 8-pointed star, which is about luck and all good things and new beginning and growth. It's almost as bright as the sun over here. Now the number is 17, and that equals to 8, which is another 8, which is in like Chinese and feng shui, that's all about good luck, prosperity. This tells me that you are wanting this new growth. You are finding the space where you are making yourself vulnerable to this person. You are wearing your heart on your sleeve. You have totally no pride at all. This person has made you feel as if you've been brought to your knees, and basically that you are begging for this person to give you another chance and come back into your life. So your outcome is this person. Okay, this is a very significant relationship. If it's not a marriage, it's a very significant relationship, and you're anxious. You're that chariot. You're anxious to move forward. Your partner, however, is still feeling held back. They're afraid to move forward. They're afraid of being hurt again. They're afraid of, moving, ahead and jumping at anything in a hurry. Now, this 8 of Swords talks about like a little mental prison that we've created for ourselves that really is more like her fears or his fears and anxieties, where they are afraid to move forward because they think, okay, it'll be the same old situation again if I jump back in too soon. I need to see this actual growth with this person. I need them to step up and be the man that I know they are, or step up and be the woman that I know that they are. Okay, so all right, so here's your happy ending. So you just have that Hierophant there, and there still is that marriage, there still is that relationship. It still does exist. It's not completely and totally annihilated. And after, you've had a lot of time to think things through and to put your heart out there, okay? And make these changes that you need to do. Okay, the High Priestess is a 2. It's all about decisions. You are making these lifelong decisions about your habits, your behaviors, the way that you interact with your person in order to bring this Ace of Cups back into your life, that this person represents to you, and that you guys become the king and the queen again, and that you share this beautiful life together with this person and have this opportunity for new growth and a do-over. Okay, all right, so Scorpio, that is your message for March 2020. So just continue to be patient and give your other person time. They're going to come back around. All right, it's not anything that you need to be overly panicky or anything about. Everybody heals on their own timeline. There's no specific timeline. And there's no specific timeline for your grief and the hurt that you're feeling during this separation. I feel really and truly that you do have regrets and you are sorrowful for the things that happened, and there's nothing that you want more than coming back into union with your soulmate or your twin flame, whichever this person may be to you, whatever journey and path you're on with this person. I do see a reconciliation, and I see it coming not immediately, but within a few weeks to a month or so, but it's not going to be long. Just continue to be a responsible person, and you'll see the growth, okay? All right. Bye-bye. Love you. See you guys mid-March for your mid-monthlies. And I just want to tell you guys again, I know I already said bye, but I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for all your comments, likes, subscribes, and shares. And thank you so, so much to everyone who has so very generously donated to my channel so that I can continue to grow this community here on YouTube. All right, family. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.